does an entity assert diplomatic power without a set territory? How does it navigate modern international relations, blending history with contemporary norms? Too many questions, right? Don't worry, we will answer it all in this one video, so stay tuned till the end. Imagine an ancient and mysterious organization that's like no other in today's world of international relations. This organization, known as the Sovereign Military Order of Malta, is a remarkable blend of religious devotion, legal recognition, and sovereign ambitions. It's officially part of the Catholic Church, tracing its roots back to the medieval era, when its mission was to care for pilgrims in the Holy Land. But here is where it gets intriguing. Despite lacking its own territory, this order claims sovereignty and maintains diplomatic relations with numerous countries. In essence, it's like a puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit the traditional image of a nation-state. To unravel this enigma, we must journey through its history, which began with noble intentions of aiding the faithful on their pilgrimage. As centuries passed, it evolved and even called the island of Malta its home, from which it derives its name. This organization played dual roles, not only providing humanitarian aid but also being a military force in its own right. Now, the big question arises. Can this order truly be considered a state, even without a piece of land to call its own? To answer this, we'll explore the unique blend of history, religion, and international recognition that makes the Sovereign Military Order of Malta one of the world's most captivating enigmas in the realm of global diplomacy. So, how does an entity, deeply rooted in the past, navigate the complexities of the modern world, where traditional boundaries of statehood are often blurred? Let's step on a journey to demystify the incredible story of the Order, where the past meets the present in a tapestry of devotion, diplomacy, and destiny. When we delve into the question of whether the Order can be regarded as a state, it's essential to highlight that it doesn't possess its own piece of land, unlike conventional countries. Yet, it possesses many state-like attributes according to international law. It boasts a structured government, a legal system, and even issues its own currency and postage stamps. What's more, it engages in diplomatic relations with other nations and is a member of various global organizations. The history of the Sovereign Military Order of Malta is a captivating journey that spans centuries and traverses numerous locations. It all began back in the 11th century in Jerusalem, where its noble mission was to safeguard and aid pilgrims on their sacred journeys. In 1113, the Pope officially recognized it as a lay religious order within the Catholic Church. As the Crusaders faced challenges in the Holy Land, the order had to adapt. It packed its bags and relocated to Cyprus. Then in 1310, it assumed control of the island of Rhodes, which today is part of Greece. Here, a remarkable development occurred in 1446 when the Catholic Church bestowed upon it the unique status of a sovereign authority. This special position lasted until 1523, when it faced an abrupt expulsion by Suleiman the Magnificent. A new chapter in its storied history commenced in 1530 when the order discovered a new home on the picturesque Mediterranean island of Malta, generously gifted by the Kingdom of Sicily. For nearly 3 centuries, it flourished in Malta until 1798 when the island fell under French control. However, there was a promise made in the Treaty of Amiens in 1802 to restore Malta to its previous status, yet the order never reclaimed its home. However, in 1814, Malta took a turn in history and came under British rule, remaining a British colony until it gained independence in 1964. Meanwhile, during the 19th century, the order decided to set up its new headquarters in Rome. Astonishingly, despite losing its own territorial holdings, the order continued to receive recognition from countries worldwide. But here's the conundrum: can we really classify it as a state today? Well, it's a bit of a head-scratcher. While it boasts a long and distinctive history and holds a unique legal status, it's missing a crucial ingredient of statehood: territorial sovereignty. So, the question of whether it qualifies as a state or not sparks debate. But its intricate past and intriguing status make it a captivating puzzle in the world of international relations. The query of whether the Sovereign Military Order of Malta meets the criteria for statehood in international law is pivotal. These criteria typically encompass having a defined territory, a stable population, a governing body, and the capability to engage in international affairs. Now, let's tackle the territory issue first. A typical state possesses a piece of land it governs, constituting its territory. However, the Order lacks this key characteristic. While it maintains a headquarters known as the Grand Magistre situated in Rome, it doesn't quite fit the mold of a traditional sovereign territory. Despite the Italian government's recognition of it as extraterritorial, it doesn't align with the standard concept of a defined territory. Another factor that raises questions about the Order's statehood is the absence of a settled population. Although the Order has around 13,500 members, often referred to as knights and dames, they don't fulfill the criteria of a stable population according to the Montevideo Convention. Moreover, these members aren't citizens of the Order of Malta in the same way citizens of a conventional state are. Each member also holds citizenship in another country. Even though the Order issues diplomatic passports, these are primarily reserved for members of the Sovereign Council and those directly involved in its diplomatic missions, along with their immediate families. The topic of governance adds an intriguing twist to the Sovereign Military Order of Malta's potential as a state. It appears to possess a structured government featuring a Grand Master as the head of state and a council with roles resembling those in conventional governments. There is a Grand Chancellor overseeing foreign affairs and a Receiver of Common Treasure managing finances akin to a finance minister. But governance isn't merely about having the facade of a government. It also entails the ability to govern independently. This came into question notably in 2017 when a clash arose between the Grand Master and the Pope, leading to the Grand Master's resignation due to a perceived conflict with his allegiance to the Catholic Church's leader. This incident suggests that despite its claim to sovereignty, the Order might ultimately be subservient to the Pope, raising doubts about its independent governance. Another crucial aspect is the Order's capacity to conduct international relations. For it to be acknowledged as a state, it must engage in diplomacy autonomously. The Order maintains diplomatic ties with numerous countries, yet its ability to do so independently remains debatable. The most captivating element of the Sovereign Military Order of Malta is its extensive diplomatic network despite not fitting the conventional state criteria. It holds relations with 110 countries, maintains a formal connection with the European Union, and has enjoyed permanent observer status at the United Nations since 1994. Furthermore, it goes to great lengths to uphold symbols of statehood such as its flag and postage stamps. However, it's essential to recognize that despite these diplomatic and symbolic gestures, the Order doesn't fulfill the core criteria for statehood as commonly understood today, lacking a defined territory and a stable population. While it might have qualified as a state in the past, during its tenure in places like Rhodes and Malta, the present circumstances present a different narrative. The Sovereign Order of Malta doesn't quite fit the standard mold of what we typically define as a state. It stands as a fascinating relic of history, a bit of an anomaly in our modern era. However, it's crucial to recognize that in today's global landscape, it isn't as much of an oddity as it might have been in the past. While the concept of sovereignty within the Sovereign Military Order of Malta is captivating, it doesn't quite match the full sovereignty wielded by traditional states. This understanding isn't a recent revelation. As far back as 1953, even the Vatican acknowledged this distinction. So, although the Order holds legal recognition, it's essential to grasp that this isn't as rare as it might initially appear in today's world of international relations. In the realm of contemporary international law, a variety of entities, not just states, can claim legal recognition. This encompasses a spectrum of organizations including international bodies, non-governmental groups, and even corporations. The landscape has transformed significantly from a time when states monopolized the notion of legal recognition. When we dissect the specific features of the Order, we realize that many aspects once considered distinctive are now shared by various international organizations. For example, the issuance of travel documents akin to passports is a practice adopted by several global bodies, even if these documents aren't explicitly labeled as passports. This intricate fusion of history and modern intricacies makes the Sovereign Order of Malta a truly unique and intriguing player in the intricate dance of global diplomacy and governance. Surprisingly, the Sovereign Military Order of Malta's headquarters in Rome with its special extraterritorial rights isn't as rare as one might think. Similar privileges are extended to other institutions and organizations globally. Take for instance the United Nations headquarters in New York, along with its main offices situated elsewhere. Likewise, the International Maritime Organization's headquarters in London and even NATO's military headquarters in Belgium all enjoy similar extraterritorial perks. Moreover, the Order's observer status at the United Nations isn't an exceptional case. It stands alongside prominent international organizations such as the International Olympic Committee, the International Chamber of Commerce, and the Committee of the Red Cross. By peeling away the complexities surrounding the Order's claims to sovereignty and recognizing the widespread acceptance of legal personality, it becomes evident that the Sovereign Military Order of Malta is essentially best understood as an international organization. However, its intriguing history and distinctive character give it an air of mystique that sets it apart from other global bodies. Its blend of ancient heritage and modern complexities paints a unique picture in the tapestry of international relations, making the Order a truly exceptional player in the global arena. Even with its rich diplomatic connections and captivating historical journey, the Sovereign Military Order of Malta doesn't quite conform to the conventional image of a nation-state. Despite its crucial role in global humanitarian efforts, the Order's essence is surprisingly simple and straightforward. Fundamentally, it originated as a religious order, transformed into something akin to a state in certain historical periods, and has now evolved into a charitable international organization. It's vital to perceive the Order for what it truly is, an international organization with a strong charitable focus, preserving distinctive elements from its past phases. While it may seem extraordinary at its core, it represents a blend of religious devotion, historical significance, and a profound commitment to charitable endeavors. This amalgamation of dimensions shapes its identity and purpose in the contemporary global landscape, marking the Sovereign Military Order of Malta as an exceptional and resilient force for good in the world.